चले कहाँ तुम विनती करी तेरी, पाँव पड़े तोरे कितना मनाया फिर भी नहीं सुनी रे, छोड़ के कहाँ चले रे। घिरत रात अंधेरा डरावे, लोहित मोहे रुलावे, पंछी अकेला सुना है बसेरा, बाट तकत तुरे आवन की, छोड़ के कहाँ चले।
Mung dun sun kham. Mung dun sun kham. এই যে সোণৰ বাগিচাৰে ভৰা ৰাজ্য, মং দুন চুন খাম।
This is the story of the mighty Ahoms, one of the greatest races that had set foot here and are today an integral part of the culture of Assam. The journey of the Ahoms is interesting. The Ahoms are an offshoot or branch of the great Tai or Shan group of the Mongolites who entered Assam in the 13th century. The Ahom kings changed their capitals from place to place, either due to military or political uncertainties or due to the havoc of floods. King Rudra Singha founded Rangpur in the year 1698. This old capital of the Ahom kingdom, which possesses the largest secular buildings built by the Ahoms, lasted for 200 years. They are now a part of Shivsagar town. The Talatal Ghar, built by Rudra Singha and enlarged by Rajeshwar Singha, 1751 to 1769, was not the residential building of the royalty, but a house for the functioning of the government. It is here that the king gave judgment, received his vassals and other dignitaries. The place of royal residence was just north of the complex, which was traditionally done in timber and thatch, a reason why it doesn't survive today. The two-storied Ronghor at Rangpur was built by King Pramata Singha in 1746. It was constituted a royal pavilion used for witnessing outdoor sports such as wrestling, elephant fights, buffalo fights, falconry, etc. The architecture was perhaps imitated from the Namghars. Other places of interest in Shivsagar include the Gadgaon Karinghar. The Ahom king Suklang Mung built the place when he shifted the capital from Cheregaon, north of Shivsagar town, on the banks of Dikhong river in 1539. The palace was built in 1540 but was destroyed at the very site on which the old palace existed. A new palace was built by King Rajeshwar Sinha in 1762. The structure was built in bricks and is almost square in plan and consists of 4-story. History says that Thais under Sukhapa, a prince, left Mongmao in the year 1215 with 9,000 persons. Shivsagar, a medieval town that gets its name from a tank that was excavated by the Ahom king Shivasingha in 1734 AD.
ब्रह्ममुरारिसुरार्चितलिङ्गम्,
.
निर्मलभासितशोभितलिङ्गम् जन्मज दुःखविनाशकलिङ्गम् तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम् देवमुनि प्रवरार्चितलिङ्गम् कामदहन करुणाकरलिङ्गम्
The Ahom monarchs undertook excavation of extensive tanks, and these became popularly known as Sagar or sea. And the impact of such a tank on the minds of the common people is so great that the locality around the tanks became known by the name of the tank itself. Another notable feature is that most of the tanks excavated still maintained a water level much higher than the topography of the surrounding land. The Ahom kings accepted Hinduism around the 15th century and constructed a large number of temples throughout Assam. The Shivdol, situated in the heart of the Shivsagar town, is said to be one of the tallest Shiva temples in the whole world. The Shivsagar tank, seen with the Shivdol, was built in the year 1733 by Ambika Devi, the queen of the king Shivsingha, and the Shivdol stands besides this huge tank. The Shivsagar tank covers an area of 129 acres, and it is because of this tank that the town got its name Shivsagar. The Ahom kings also dug a number of tanks in the entire kingdom. Some of them were so big that they were called Sagar instead of Pukuri. One of the most important among such tanks is the Joysagar Pukuri, situated a few kilometers away from the Ronghar. The Joysagar Pukuri was built by Rudra Singha in the year 1697 in the memory of his mother Joymati, and the digging of this tank took only 45 days. The Joysagar is said to be the largest man-made tank in the entire subcontinent. Rudra Singha also built 5 other temples around the Joysagar Pukuri.
জমকে জমকে আছিল মোৰ অসমী সোণৰ কপৌ ফুলে পিন্ধি কিংকাপ পিন্ধি লৈ জেতুকাৰ বোলেৰে হাত ৰঙচুৱা কৰি হাত ৰঙচুৱা কৰি কোম্পানী আহিলে মুখত হাঁহি লৈ এখন টেক বহো দেই বুলি বহিব পাই তেওঁ বৰ ঘৰ সোমালে খেলেৰে বুকুতে হানি খেলেৰে বুকুতে হানি কোম্পানী আহিলে মুখত হাঁহি লৈ এখন টেক বহো দেই বুলি বহিব পাই তেওঁ বৰ ঘৰ সোমালে খেলেৰে বুকুতে হানি খেলেৰে বুকুতে হানি
ब्रह्ममुरारिसुरार्चितलिङ्गम् निर्मलभासितशोभितलिङ्गम् जन्मज दुःखविनाशकलिङ्गम् दुःखविनाशकलिङ्गम् तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम्.
A few kilometers away from Shivsagar, to the east at Gorgaon, stands majestically another palace, the Gorgaon Karinghar. Built in the 1640s by Surambha or Jayaditya Singha, the Karinghar at Gorgaon was also a 7-storied structure. 3 of the stories are above the ground level. At about 40 kilometers east of Shivsagar is Soraidio. The place was Sukapa, the first Ahom king, had set up his permanent capital in the year 1267. Soraidio, the place was Sukapa, the founder of the Ahom kingdom, breathed his last, was subsequently converted into a royal burial ground. Assam is the home to the world's largest tea industry and is one of the most recognized name of tea in the world. It employs more than 5 lakh people. The first tea plantation was established in 1835 in Assam, and since then it has come a long way.
आईना देखी खोपा बांधे उड़े गेंदा फूल गो. झिगी झगी जाऊं अगी जाऊं झिगी झगी जाऊं अगी जाऊं झिगी झगी जाऊं.
By the time the British took over Assam in 1839, the Burmese invaders had already killed more than half the local population here. Thus, as the British set up the tea plantation, they needed a large number of laborers to work here. So they imported people as laborers from places like Chota Nagpur, Raniganj, Bihar, Bengal, Orissa, and even Telangana to work in the tea gardens. These people got mixed up in the plantations, picked up Assamese as the lingua franca, and are one of the finest examples of national integration in the country today.
एक कली दो पत्तियां नाजुक नाजुक उंगलियां, एक कली दो पत्तियां नाजुक नाजुक उंगलियां, तोड़ रही है कौन ये एक कली दो पत्तियां रतनपुर बागीचे में. खुल के खिलखिलाती सावन बरसाती, हंस रही है कौन ये मोगरे जगाती, ओ मोगरे जगाती। एक कली दो पत्तियाँ नाजुक नाजुक उंगलियाँ, एक कली दो पत्तियाँ नाजुक नाजुक उंगलियाँ, तोड़ रही है कौन ये एक कली दो पत्तियाँ रतनपुर बागीचे में। आया एक तूफान नया, दानव डर के भाग गया, बादल ऐसे गरजा रे, दानव डर के भागा रे, दानव डर के भागा।
Assam is renowned for some of the best teas in the world. Assam teas are characteristic rich, full-bodied and vibrant red coloring. The Assam teas are golden, thick and malty, and these characteristics make it a favorite tea for blending. Tea is made from the young leaves and unopened leaf buds of the tea plant Camellia sinensis. There are two main types of camellia: hard little bush with dark green matte leaves, also known as China type, and a conical tree with large glossy leaves, known as Assam type. The plants in a modern estate are usually a mixture of both types, known as hybrid types. Tea is a thirsty plant, so good rainfall is a key to tea plantations. The tea plant has no marked change in temperature and can be picked all the year round. The China bush are naturally low growing, whereas the Assam type would grow to anything between 1.3 and 3.7 meters. However, for plucking purpose, height has to be kept under control to about a meter. For this, the bush has to be placed under a pruning cycle so that instead of becoming dormant, it produces the maximum number of plucking points. Tea plants in an estate had to go through a manufacturing process in order to reach you a cup. A lot of bungalows in the tea plantations are actually heritage bungalows, having very often survived more than 150 years. The clubhouses, as one can see, in the tea country are also equally old. Almost every club has a golf course, and there are at least 60 such golf courses in Assam, which actually attract a lot of foreign tourists. The tea plantations till 2 decades ago was the domain of only the big business houses. But today, hundreds of educated Assamese youth too had taken to tea plantation in a humble way in their own small tea gardens. Tea, after all, is the most important backbone of Assam's economy. Millions of nimble fingers are at work every day, plucking the tender leaf and the bud in Upper Assam's green district. The tea plantations have often provided a wonderful backdrop to Assamese literature. Hundreds of short stories have been written about tea estates and made into dozens of films. Dr. Bhupen Hazarika himself picked up some of the most beautiful tunes from these tea gardens. The songs they sing, the dances they perform, the music they produce are today more the music of the Brahmaputra.
सजना चले कहाँ तुम विनती करी तेरी पाँव पड़े तोरे कितना